This is a story of the grit behind the gears of a poor but courageous kid. In a quiet town where most dreams get left behind in the mud, a young boy named Pedro dared to chase his. He had no fancy gear, no shiny shoes, just a sharp mind, worn hands, and a heart that wouldn't give up. Pedro loved bikes, not just riding them. He loved understanding them, how they moved, how they were built, how they came alive with just the right touch. Then came an opportunity. To others, it was just a contest. To Pedro, it was hope on paper, a chance to build something and belong. At home, Pedro and his father talked quietly over borrowed tools. Son, remember, winning isn't about the tool in your hands. It's about how you use them. Mind, heart, hands. With borrowed wrenches and broken parts, he trained alone. While others had manuals and gear, Pedro had memory, patience, and purpose. Bike Assembly Challenge Day came. Kids line up, all given sealed bike kits. Pedro looks nervous but determined. But when he opened his box, he immediately knew something was wrong. This wasn't a standard kit. His had scraps, a chain too long, a strange frame. Was this a mistake? A joke? He said to himself. Just then, Pedro finds a small note inside, taped to the handlebar, that reads, "A true bike master doesn't just follow instructions. Solve the puzzle, and you'll find a real prize." All of a sudden, Pedro realized this wasn't a setback. It was a test. No manual, no instructions, just clues and instincts. Pedro discovers small hinges on the frame and strange markings on the gears. Then it clicked. This wasn't a broken bike. It was a folding adventure bike, designed to collapse and ride on any terrain. Pedro pieced together his unique bike with precision. He shortens the chain, adjusts the off-road tires. Where others followed steps, Pedro followed intuition. Every part was a riddle, every bolt a challenge. Clock ticking, sweat on Pedro's brow. He attaches the last pedal just before the judges shout, "Time's up." Pedro stepped back, marveling at his creation, a one-of-a-kind masterpiece that was compact, sturdy, and smart. Judges walk by standard bikes. One wobbles, another has loose brakes. One by one, the others failed inspection. But when they reached Pedro's bike, they paused. The older judge knelt, folded the frame, tested the gears. Then he smiled. Pedro and his father hugged. The crowd cheered. The kids watched him in awe. Pedro was handed a brand new bike, but he turned to the one he built, because it was built with heart, so he kept it with pride. Upon getting his prize, he did something unexpected. Despite being a poor boy who had longed for a bike, Pedro's heart melted at the sight of a younger kid watching wistfully, and he gifted the bike to him with a warm smile, because Pedro believed some wins are meant to be shared. Pedro didn't stop at winning. He started something, a movement in his town, where young hands created more than just bikes. They built confidence. For these kids, it's more than a bike. It's a beginning. He may not have had all the tools, but he gave others what they needed most. Belief, courage, inspiration, and determination, no matter what life throws at you. In life, some are handed a perfect kit. Others get a box of broken parts. But the brave, the ones like Pedro, they don't wait for perfect things. They build it. Real success isn't measured by what you have, but by what you create from what you've given, and how much you inspire others to build their own path, too. Success isn't all about following instructions. It's also about having courage, creativity, and heart. And every time a kid would say, "I can't do it," Pedro would smile and say, "As long as you use your heart, you can do it." Pedro's name never made headlines, but in the hearts of the youth he inspired, he became a legend. Not because he built the fastest bike, but because he built belief one child at a time. Years later, a teenager walked into an interview and said, "I learned how to think because of a boy who built a bike from scraps." In schools, kids now build more than projects. They build pride. Pedro's methods became models. His story is now part of every workshop. From one boy's dream to every student's spark, the grit behind the gears lives on. When asked why he gave away his prize, Pedro once said, "Because I already had something more valuable, a purpose."